Title: The Battle of Gettysburg. The Battle of Gettysburg, fought from July 1 to July 3, 1863, was the turning point of the American Civil War. It was here, amid the rolling hills of Pennsylvania, that the fate of a divided nation was decided. Soldiers from both the Union and Confederate armies clashed in what would become the war's bloodiest battle, leaving nearly 50,000 casualties in its wake. Chapter 1: The Eve of Battle. The summer of 1863 was sweltering, and the Confederate Army, led by General Robert E. Lee, was marching northward with the hopes of securing a decisive victory on Union soil. His Army of Northern Virginia, 75,000 strong, moved into Pennsylvania with confidence, believing that a triumph could force the North to sue for peace. Meanwhile, Major General George G. Meade had just taken command of the Union Army of the Potomac. His forces, numbering roughly 93,000, moved swiftly to intercept Lee's army. Their paths would soon converge in the quiet town of Gettysburg, where destiny awaited. Chapter 2: The First Day. On July 1, Confederate forces, led by Lieutenant General A.P. Hill and General Richard Ewell, encountered Union cavalry under the command of General John Buford. The Union soldiers took a defensive position on the high ground west of Gettysburg. Despite being outnumbered, Buford's men fought tenaciously, holding off Confederate advances until reinforcements arrived. As the day progressed, Union soldiers were forced back through the town, retreating to the strategic high ground along Cemetery Hill. Though battered, they had secured a strong defensive position. Lee, sensing an opportunity, ordered Ewell to seize the high ground, but Ewell hesitated. That hesitation would prove costly. Chapter 3: The Second Day. On July 2, the battle escalated as Lee launched a series of ferocious assaults against the Union flanks. General James Longstreet's corps struck the Union left at Little Round Top, Devil's Den, and the Wheatfield. The 20th Maine, under Colonel Joshua Chamberlain, made a heroic stand at Little Round Top, repelling multiple Confederate charges in brutal hand-to-hand combat. Meanwhile, Confederate forces attacked the Union right at Culp's Hill. The fighting was intense, with both sides suffering heavy losses. By nightfall, the Union lines held firm, and Lee's army had failed to break Meade's defenses. Chapter 4: Pickett's Charge. July 3 saw the battle's climax with Pickett's charge. Lee, believing his enemy to be weakened, ordered a massive frontal assault on the center of the Union line at Cemetery Ridge. General George Pickett led the charge, with 12,500 Confederate soldiers marching across open fields under relentless Union artillery and rifle fire. The assault was catastrophic. Cannon fire ripped through Confederate ranks, and musket volleys mowed down soldiers before they could reach the Union lines. Of those who did, many were captured or killed in brutal close combat. The charge failed, and the Confederate Army was forced to retreat. Chapter 5: Aftermath. On July 4, Lee withdrew his battered army back to Virginia. The battle had ended in a decisive Union victory, but at a staggering cost. Nearly 50,000 soldiers lay dead, wounded, or missing. Gettysburg had changed the course of the war, proving that the Confederacy could not win on Union soil. Months later, President Abraham Lincoln would stand on the battlefield and deliver the Gettysburg Address, immortalizing the sacrifices of those who fought there. This story is dedicated to @Kanchaknapong R6F, who seeks to remember history's defining moments.